First of all, what are we gonna do? Polish or Turkish? Because I have to go look up a translation tool.
Um, if you recommend the Polish, I'm happy with the Polish. Personally, I'd
Okay.
love to do the Turkish, but we can do the
No,
Polish
let's do the
first.
Turkish. No. Oh, okay. So the Polish one's not super long, I don't
What
think.
we could do is we could do the Polish first, and if you're still feeling it afterward, we could do the Turkish.
Okay,
Or we
let's
could
do
do the
the
Turkish another time. I'm like,
I sent two Polish ones, but let's do the second one, Mr. Herbert. Zbigniew Herbert. Ala Makota wa obronie, the second one. Because I think that'll be fun. And then I just have to find a good, I don't think word reference does Polish, does it? Word reference is my go-to for like French.
just for the record,
Where?
I'm not going to use a dictionary.
You're not going to use a dictionary. What are you going to do then?
Just kind of wing it, I guess.
Shit. Okay, I guess I'll try that. I don't.
No, if because if you want
No,
to use
I'm
a
going to use a
dictionary, it could be
dictionary.
like a nice contrast.
Okay, I'm going to use a dictionary. I do not have the confidence to just wing it like that.
I mean, I don't have the confidence either, but so it's the second one,
Yeah.
Zbigniew Herbert.
Yeah, Zbigniew Herbert, and let me get to Polish.
And that thing that's in quotes, is that part of the poem or not?
So let me look at that. That's the title. That's the title of the poem.
So, so that's his name.
Yeah. So his name, to start, I think I will just, are you recording yet or what are you doing?
I started recording like at the very beginning, but I'll edit
Yeah,
it
okay,
eventually.
cool. I don't know, hold on. I don't know what my own camera is looking at. Oh, like that, there we go.
Yeah, it's looking at your notebook.
Upside down for fun. Okay, I think to start.
I'll be able to like rotate it, I think.
Yeah, to start, I'm gonna just write everything down in person because that's a little easier for me. Let's see here. Zbigniew Herbert. So you're just not even gonna try and look at anything?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might,
Ama Makota.
depending on how readable it is, I might just do like a homophonic translation.
That.
Agnieszka will probably kill me, but I'll
Oh
do
my
it anyway.
god. Agnieszka would die. Okay, go for it. Can I tell you what the title is approximately?
Yeah, because that would probably give me at least some idea in which direction, because I don't want to
Yeah.
translate it as like a real, I don't know, metaphysical poem if it's like a material poem or whatever. So
Okay, so the title, as far as I remember it, this is just me remembering it, is A Cat's Defense of Illiteracy.
fuck.
Je vais and the word
That kind of gives me enough to go on already.
Okay, can I tell you what kota means? Or
Does
can
it
you
mean
guess?
cat?
Yes.
Makota.
See, so there's a word in there, cogito. Pan cogito, viciagna agnal. I don't know how to pronounce that one with the line through it.
It's a very French pronunciation in any case.
It's always going to be French with me. That is my default, even if I'm trying to speak like Japanese. I'm like, I don't know how to say that. French accent.
I think if I were to pronounce anything, it would probably just default to like a Russian accent, which is also wrong. It's strange because it's not as if I've
So
never.
I have a slight advantage in that I have. Yeah.
I was just gonna say that like it's not as if I've never heard Polish spoken in my life. Like I've had plenty of Polish friends in Ireland, but I guess it hasn't stuck with me. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I've sort of had the advantage in that I have listened to Polish very recently because we are interviewing for Polish roles. So whenever I give a Polish language test, I do get to listen to two native speakers essentially speak it for a while. So I have, while I was listening to it, I was like, okay, I can definitely follow along with what words they're saying in a sentence because there's like a predetermined test with basically like our language exam is like 10 sentences, and then they have to read it and usually give a multiple choice response. And so while they're reading it, I can sort of keep along with them. But the sounds of the language are definitely not something I would ever guess at. That's a T. However, I have heard it somewhat recently. So, opinionia, I would bet that's opinion. Projectile, I would bet that's maybe project.
Friend.
Could be a false friend.
Would you
That's
bet your
entirely
dog
possible. No, because I don't speak Polish. Abdział.
Man, my handwriting has gotten atrocious.
Oh, same, friend. Absolutely the same. My hand is hurting already. Back in the Trinity days, though, wouldn't even break a sweat.
Especially when you're taking notes from James, it's fine. When you're taking notes
Oh
from
Lord.
Cronin,
Oh Lord.
Like 100 miles an hour.
Oh God. But there's so much to like write about. It's it's fair. Okay, Augusta Comtea. I would bet that's a name.
You're already 2 lines ahead of me.
No. I'm not translating. I'm writing it down because.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay.
But you're already 2 lines ahead of me.
I love in Polish whatever the thing is with the L, but you put a cross through it. I like that. I want to know how to say that.
It's a T.
Shit, I've lost myself. That's a T?
No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it is.
Rechedge. Tanim. Kazem, Speeds. I don't know. It's a pretty language. It's very pretty to hear it spoken.
Oh wait, I know who Auguste Comte is.
You do?
Yeah. He's
tell.
He was a sociologist back in the day.
Okay.
Funny story actually. You remember the translation I did for Pertinent?
Pedep?
The Leon Brunswick.
Yes.
He rips into Comte, so that's kind of how I became familiar with him. He really didn't like Comte. Comte was he was a big positivist.
Okay.
So Brunswick didn't really vibe with that.
I can feel it. Prawdziwego? Damn, that's definitely not how you say
it.
Honestly, it's like a mix between some sort of orphan Soviet accent and whatever else I've heard of, I don't know, the Dutch language. Jorst Bezroboch. I also want to be Italian with it, evidently.
That's actually one of I think I told you about that maybe, but one of the things I want to do is like take some kind of canonical text at some point and just read it in like accents that destroy it.
All you would do is piss people off.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point. But I don't know whether you've seen it, but I got the idea from it was actually before TikTok was even invented, but it was like one of those websites. But basically,
bold claim.
the video was it was called like Ghetto English or something.
Oh Lord.
And it was like a woman from, I mean, I'm gonna guess she was from the East Coast, somewhere in the US. But
I have to interrupt. Philosophia is philosophy.
Huh.
Third line
Fuck
up.
you, Jesus Christ. I'm
and
still
just, maybe just.
Braku Lego.
Oh, Braku. Oh, you're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah. Anyway, this
continue.
This woman who made the video, she just pronounced a bunch of English words with the like she accented the wrong vowel. So like Skittles became Skitelles.
Oh Lord.
And so that's where I got the idea.
Oh shit, I fucking love that though. All right, I'm running away to word reference. Here we go.
You do your thing.
Allah. Nope.
Give me the title again.
Odweze. Okay. It's ALA space. No, no.
No. The English translation.
Oh, the English translation? Let me find that on my computer right quick
Is
here.
like, or even the rough one that you kind of have in your head.
It is. Scheiße, hold on. Copy that, put that into my browser. Okay. The cat sat on the mat in defense of illiteracy.
Defense of illiteracy. Hot take.
Okay. Yeah, man. Okay, fuck, I'm not finding that. That's actually really difficult already. Beautiful. Allora. Alama kota. I would bet that's like my cat. Alama
Did you
kota.
see the poem that Nayara translated for the journal in Trinity?
I did see
Brazilian
that she
poem.
had translated it. Yes, I don't think I got around to reading it though.
It's a really cool poem, actually. I'd recommend it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's like the like sentiment behind it was like anti lyricism, or kind of like not anti lyricism, anti a certain type of lyricism.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sort of thought out, perfected, worked lyricism. There's one line in it which was just brilliant. It was like, I want the lyricism of the drunks. And I was like, that speaks to me so well.
Hell
Because I don't
yeah,
know whether
Nayara.
have you ever had the experience where like either it could be you or it could be someone else, but there's sometimes when people are drunk, it's like the classic like cliche that it loosens the tongue. But sometimes people just come out with like beautiful sentences when they're drunk. Like the metaphors that they come up with and like the vocabulary that they stitch together. You'd never think of it when you're sober.
I suppose I honestly associate drunkenness with absolute just incomprehensible bullshit, but like maybe that's just me.
Maybe you just haven't studied it hard enough the next day. You need to write down all of the bullshit, and then the next day you'll come to appreciate it as genius.
Perhaps. In. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. The cat in. Let's see here. Obronie.
Don't be translating any words out loud, by the way. That's
no. Okay.
I'll
just be thinking about it.
That's gonna help me.
That's not gonna help.
Okay, I'm finally finished transcribing.
Analphabet. Man, I should just learn Italian.
Yeah, we could do it together.
Alphabet? Maybe? Shit, sorry, I'm doing it.
Possiamo apprendere il tatiano.
Alfabetyzmu? Well, obronie. Alphabet, I would bet that's alphabet of some kind. Okay, so alphabet to read, right? I need a fucking dictionary. Jesus Christ, Polish dictionary. English. Okay, I will trust Google Translate. I'll try.
I'm wondering, should I do a translation based on like associations here?
Do it. Oh, it is illiterate. What? Oh, Jesus Christ. That was really difficult. Okay. Alphabets. Oh, it's Cambridge. We're back at Cambridge. W. Tell me what that means. In.
Cambridge.
In. I get W is in. Well, just W by itself is in. I'm sorry, I'm directly contradicting your instructions.
No, I'm not even listening to you.
Watch.
I'm used to it.
Good.
A lot of the time I just kind of I zone you out.
Damn, all right. Transparency. I see. Okay. Spell watch. It's a phrase. Oh, okay. Okay. So are we to share what we're deciding upon, or we're not going to talk much to each other?
Depends how you want to do it. I guess at the end we can read the full translation, but if you want to share what, well, see, I don't want you to tell me what you're finding on word reference.
Okay.
But
okay, that's fair enough.
interestingly enough, I think I've decided on my method.
Okay.
I'm going to do I'm going to use my Romance language knowledge to translate words that seem familiar, and then my Latin knowledge to translate words that I know are definitely, like in the third line, that word
Okay.
cogito. I
Uh-huh.
haven't a clue what it means, but I mean, in Latin it means
Probably
I think,
cogito.
so
Yes.
that's how I'm going to translate it.
Okay.
I'm going to
I
go for
love
that
that.
method. It's going to
I
be
love that.
incoherent as fuck, but it's going to be a translation.
Absolutely. Like, I put Z into the translator for Polish to to English, and it says the 26th letter of the alphabet. Okay.
Helpful.
Starting point. Okay. Maybe.
I feel like I've already maybe missed the tone of the poem, but that's okay.
Well, good for you, because I've translated 5 words of it, so I don't even know. Let's see. G.
You see, there's a brilliant thing in translation where if you decide upon a method that has no rules, you can't possibly be judged for the quality of your translation. So you're kind of like, you're like free to fuck around, and no one can say you're a bad translator, which suits me.
What I am gonna do in here, oh no, the accents aren't in there anyway. I was gonna borrow the accents, but like, oh god. Actually, I don't know about that.
This is terrible. I can't even read my own fucking handwriting. I'm having to go back to the document.
Nope. Пережечко. Sorry? Maybe.
Daleks are a thing, right? I'm not making that up. Daleks from Doctor Who.
I don't know what that is. Maybe you're making it up.
I could be making it up. I feel like I've never watched Doctor Who either, but I feel like from my tangential knowledge, there might be Daleks.
Yeah.
Fuck knows.
Fuck me. I don't know how to do this. C'est trop difficile. Oh no, it's one word. Okay. I fucked myself. That's how.
Continuer.
Ouais, on continue.
Arriba, arriba.
Ouais.
Andiamo.
Et je vais le faire. I will paste it. Comme ça. Oui. Et puis, c'est quoi ça? Ah, bien. Huh. I'm gonna guess it's closer to the, oh shit. That's interesting. I wish I knew about Polish. Go ahead. Okay.
So, who was it that recommended this poem? I guess it was the Polish, the woman who's your supervisor or whatever.
No, so it was somebody. Oh, that one came out themselves. It was someone who does the Polish language interviews with us. So she is. We have various team members who just speak that language, and they process the ads we receive in those languages. So she is someone who helps us do the Polish language interviews. So I just asked her, I'm like, do you or anybody on the Polish team have recommendations for Polish poets? And she said, yes, these ones. And this is what I got. Which I'm not making no sense of this. This is really fucking hard.
I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm really penetrating this poem.
Damn, good for you. I am not. J. Okay.
It's actually it's faster translating it than just transcribing it.
Oh, absolutely. Good for you. I'm gonna be here for a second.
I'm kidding. I'm only on like the 6th line.
The 6th line, bitch. I'm on the 2nd line. Alama kota. That's not how you spell that. That. Nope, doesn't know that word. I'm just going to take it from the document. Oh, because it's a bunch of different words. Ala ma kota. Okay, ala I know. I think it's be such my cat. My cat. Okay. 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 It's coming together. Pana cogita. Here we go.
Dobrego.
I
That
bet.
reminds me of a word, and I can't remember what dobrego.
So I guess if pan is masculine
Dobre.
noun, it's his knowledge. Pan cogita. His knowledge.
Too late. I already translated pan as bread.
Damn. All right. Bread knowledge. Here we go.
Too late.
Oh shit. How do you fucking spell that?
Saklandia, Szkol Dobrego. Dobre. Dobre, dobre. I think that's a Slovenian word.
We should have just done Russian.
Dobre. Is that a Russian word as well?
Dobre. I mean, it sounds Russian to me.
Yeah, I think in Slovenian, I think it means good or like okay.
Okay.
Dobre, dobre. But Slovenian shares so much vocabulary with like other languages in the Balkans that it could have come from Russian. Zaklandia, Szkol Dobrego Gutsu. Zaklandia, the land of Zaks.
Ah, beautiful.
I mean, there's not really any other option, is there? Skål! How did I think of that?
Ah, skål!
Have I told you about that before?
Mm-mm.
It's the word for cheers in Swedish.
Okay, but skål is also in... Yes, that's also a Russian thing. Okay.
It is. They say skål as well.
I'm a makota. I don't know any other languages. I don't know any other Slavic languages. Spit. That's fun. Spit. I'm guessing. Speech. Nope. Oh, that's existence. That's fascinating. Spit. Excessively. Okay.
Progetto Udbudoi. 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 Old buddy. Oh, buddy. Do you ever watch Jersey Shore?
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Excessively far away.
You know, the funny thing to think about is that a lot of those people are probably like in their 40s or at least late 30s by now. Because like that was
I mean, they're living their life.
Middle 2000s thing.
Yes, you're right. But
they also
live. Yeah, but they also live in their life. Idols. Excessively far away idols. And knowledge? I bet that's knowledge. I don't know what that word is, but looks like knowledge. Konsekvent Shenja. Consequent. Not quite. That's a beautiful word. I love that.
What word is that?
Consequentia. Consequence, effect, outcome, result, consistence, determination, ramification, corollary, or implication.
It's quite a range of, it's a fairly big semantic range you got there.
Absolutely. Who the fuck knows? Ramification. Effect. Shij. Shij. Yes, I meant that. If.
Opinions are constantly. Konecznego.
Check.
Konecznego. No, it's not even August Comte. It's Augusta Comte. It's like his wife or something.
Ah, bien. Beautiful.
But I don't know, like maybe August is Augusta in Polish, but seems a bit weird. I'm painfully aware that every word I pronounce, I don't sound like any Polish person I've ever heard speak their language.
No. Same for me. We're in it together. It's okay. Nać, I don't know. Uważni.
It's actually kind of funny how many, like if you try hard enough, how many words you can hear little phonemes here and there.
Absolutely.
There's a word on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th line, Ludzkoszki, and like even just hearing like lewd straight away, you just hear like lewd, ludic, play or playful or whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm fairly confident that's not what the word means, but it's still there.
Absolutely.
My GoPro is having a tough time.
Yes, it's like your heart rate's up there. What are you doing? Translating.
Are you still recording or not, buddy? Okay, you dead, huh?
Oh no.
Oh, it's not dead yet, actually, but it's halfway dead, which is interesting. I'm gonna have
Fascinating indeed.
I'm gonna have to maybe like cut bits and pieces of it in. Anyway.
Doesn't like this word. 3 Polish translators and it doesn't like this word. Pesa. Enorme pesa. Off. Okay. Oops. Undo that. Hero cow. Hero cow.
Zania Church. Sanya.
Hero cow. Fascinating.
Bilo. I really want to know how that letter is pronounced. The L that's not an L.
With the cross through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bilo.
Let me see what Google Translate says.
Yeah, do that. That could be helpful for me in particular.
Which line is it?
It's 2 lines below Augusta Comta.
Okay. Augusta Comta.
Bilo Zaniachach.
Okay. Let's see what Google Translate says.
Bilo Zaniachach.
D'autres directions, et puis c'est polonaise. That's not right.
Zaniachach.
Hold on.
I wouldn't trust Google Translate's pronunciation anyway. Probably worse than ours.
Attendez. Let me get Bilo.
Zaniachach. Bilo. I feel like if I say it enough times, something will come to me, but it hasn't come. Bilo. Pino.
No, okay.
Pino Grigio.
Okay, it's Biłozanikacz.
Oh, so it's like a W sound.
Yeah, Biłozanikacz.
I guess that makes sense since Polish doesn't actually pronounce the W like a W. They pronounce it like a V, right?
Yeah, Biłozanikacz.
Bibo, that changes everything.
I won't tell you what it says that means, but yeah.
Do you know, did you ever use Bibo before? It was like the social media platform before social media was a thing.
No, which one?
Bibo. It was like it coincided with MySpace, but it was actually before MySpace.
No, I don't think I would have caught that one.
I think maybe it was just a European thing, and MySpace was like the Americana version.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would not. I've never even heard of that, honestly. That's fascinating. Huh.
Zaniekać. Zaniekać. Zanie.
Oh my god, that's really difficult. What the shit?
Zdobity.
Zakończenie. I'm gonna put that in a few other things and see what it says.
Żydowicy. Żydowicy.
Fascinating. Assuming?
Żydowicy. Sieci. Żydowicy.
Satanic. Guess without the hostage.
Tanim kościem widzi. Tanim kościem. Tanim kościem widzi. You know what might help your inspiration?
Comment?
Quelques dumplings.
Oui, mais j'ai déjà les mangé assez que je suis capable. They're so filling.
Did you post them yet, or are you going to do that tomorrow?
Did I what?
Did you post them yet to Vancouver, or are you going to do that? You're going to do that tomorrow?
Oh, I see. Yes, that'll be. I'll have to do that tomorrow.
I'll be waiting.
You got it, Meng.
Tanim kościem.
Shit, what the fuck? School. Interesting. I'm lost. I will be fascinated to see what actually comes out of this. School. Yeah, school. Okay. School. Dobrego gościu. Dobrego.
I popresztak. Popresztak. Popresztak.
Dobrego.
Huh. Ishtak. Popresztak.
Dobry. I've never even seen that word.
Yeah, in Slovenian it means good, or like dobre.
Okay.
Dobre.
Okay.
It's like
yeah,
bien.
dobre. Yeah.
Bien.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Dobre. Okay.
Dobre. But now that you say it, you might be onto something with the Russian. I feel like maybe in Russian it also has. Unless I remember I have a Ukrainian friend who I feel like she told me that might have a meaning in Ukrainian as well, like a similar one before.
Fascinating. No, because I was sort of getting like, if I typed dobre from the poem in, it would give me like vintage of a good year. It's like,
what?
So good.
That's like you and your communications and work. Just
I love that.
7 more words than necessary.
Well, guess bez gościu is dowdy. Everyone, what is dowdy? She wears her hair in an old dowdy wardrobe. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Okay.
Popresztak na modrożki. Na modrożki. Na modrożki. Na modrożki.
Oh my god. I have one line that reads, a hostage school, yes, taste.
Sounds like my homophonic translations almost.
I'm so excited.
No syntax. No, not this one, but the ones I did of Camus that time for the thesis.
Yes,
just
absolutely.
Like no syntax, no coherence, no nothing.
No. Sistran, don't get in my way, bruv.
Staric Korani. Staric. Stary gory. I don't know what accents mean in Polish either. Like, are they on the vowels? Like, do they mean elongation, or do they mean the opposite, or is it just like a
Not
stary
entirely sure.
gory? Stary gory. We should have had like a phone a friend.
Opiniowania. I would guess opinion. Yes, we should have. Agnieszka.
I haven't spoken to her in a long time. Have you heard from her?
No, I haven't, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate. I would have loved to have kept up with her, but I think other things just kind of came up in the way, you know?
Yeah, she was working and everything too.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yes, she was doing her own thing.
Oh,
Opinion, I did get that one right.
Staric.
Project. Opinion project?
Staric Korali. You spell gorilla with 2 R's or 1 R?
I spell it with 1, personally.
And 2 L's, right?
Yes. Personally, yes.
I'm having like PTSD flashbacks to like a year and a half ago. Literally, like when I was doing that homophonic translation, I was sat at my desk for like 5 days, like a crazy person.
Lord.
Just like reading French words in an English accent, trying to
Good for you.
Trying to get them to like speak in English to me.
Oh Lord.
It was tough. It was tough.
Judge.
And then of course you go to bed and sure you just end up dreaming of the words, which is even worse.
Absolutely. No escape. It does not exist. Humanity.
I remember many of my best sentences for my thesis came in the middle of the night. Like I'd wake up and I'd grab my phone. I'd be like, that's how I can phrase the sentence. Finally.
Good for you, man. I have a distinct separation between myself and like translation activities, which is not necessarily the way to go forward as an artist, but
it's probably healthy
I do keep
though.
myself sane.
Good for you.
Perhaps I would rather, in some ways, I would rather have the writerly instinct to not be able to abandon it for anything, even sleep.
The tortured artist motif.
Ooh, I just got a really nice sentence out of this translation. Humanity as comic. I do enjoy that.
Not only nice, but also probably true.
Ah ouais. And then Augusta Comte. I'm not even going to try to translate that. That looks like
Did I tell you I might be going to see Stromae in November?
No. That's so fun.
Yeah, he's coming to Vancouver.
Oh, merde.
Like, you know, pending the outbreak of another wave or whatever, but
yeah, you're right.
But yeah, as things stand, he's coming in November for his new, like the tour for his new album.
Yeah, that's super fun. Didn't you go and see damn it, what's his name? A dude, you know.
I did go to see a dude.
I think you told me about him. Let me look.
Bonobo.
No. Ce n'est pas lui.
Kate
Nope.
I haven't been to any concerts in 2 years, or like even more than that.
Ben non. Okay, it was Stromae. No.
No, Stromae hasn't happened yet though.
Okay, so that's who you're going to see.
Well, actually, there's a friend of mine who's going to get the tickets, and she hasn't gotten the tickets yet, but she will.
She's got to get on it, man.
She will. But in my mind, I'm going. So
I believe you. You go to Stromer, I will go to
Baby
my
metal.
chem. No, baby metal would be rad as hell, but like my chem is where it's at. Another shot. Okay. I've already forgotten how we translated. What was that word you asked me to look up? Bijou, because they don't say the W sound. Was bijou. Biwozhanikech. Yeah. Biwozhany. I should just try and learn Russian. Bijwozhany abandoned. Was it? Okay, it's so fascinating because like there's just been nonsense for the first few lines, but now I am starting to get some like sensical sentences from the translator. From translation tools. But Sistran, man, Sistran comes through. Sistran is what I also use for like Japanese.
Can't say I've ever heard of it before. Is it just a dictionary or what's the deal?
It's like it's very similar to word reference, but it's not so Eurocentric because word reference is very good at like
Romance
French
languages,
and Spanish. Yeah,
Germanic.
Romance languages.
Yeah,
this one is very good at others.
Shite for Nordic languages. I've tried it before, and
yeah,
because it's like I don't know for I don't know for Romance languages, but for a lot of languages it's like Wikipedia. It's like user sourced.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
Just collects a load of like examples from the internet, which might actually be terrible translations. And
no, yeah, I mean, Systram is probably not that much better. It's just that it's adequately crowdsourced, but from I think people of that demographic.
Cool.
Whereas,
did I tell you I'm going to try to publish my translation of? Do you remember with Peter Sir we translated that Wang Wei poem?
Yeah. Do it, dog.
I'm gonna try to. I have a friend who's gonna. Do you remember Andrea did that really cool? It was like a full artwork. Like she had the translation of the poem, and then in the background she had like the illustration of the mountains, and then the forest, and then like the moss. So it's like these different levels in the illustration.
Yes, the moss in the forest.
So essentially, I'm going to steal her idea.
Do it. Credit her, but do it.
not exactly steal, but I'm
sure.
My idea is that I'm going to do an illustration with the poem.
Okay.
So I've asked a friend to help me out, but yeah, I'm going to hopefully publish it.
That's wonderful.
Please so something good will have come from that class after all.
Are you kidding me? We got to study under Peter Sir. What's not good about that?
No comment.
You didn't like Peter Sir? Okay, we won't talk about that.
No, actually, I did like Peter Sir. It was just the class was, well, sure, you know yourself. It was like a
you know yourself. To be fair, that was some of the classes. Also, I have to point out, I put in Starch Gorali, and it says Old Highlanders.
Oh, so it's a Scottish poem.
The fuck is Gorali? Hold the phone. Old Highlanders.
That actually fits with the translation I did.
Really?
I translated it as gorillas.
Gorillas. Okay, Gorali. Okay. We're going somewhere.
I feel like that fits quite well.
L'autre direction. Dis-moi, c'est quoi ça? Goral. Gorali doesn't like that on word reference. What about Gorali? Goral, which is Highlander. Fascinating. Okay, I'll take their word for it. Old Highlander. That's nice, but Highlander. Okay. We have a car in here. So is starch old? Fascinating. Dirch. Arek.
Do you know, is the C in Polish, is it a soft C or a hard C?
I would bet a hard C.
Yeah, because but see, in that sentence earlier, it was Biwozaniakach, but that was with a H, like after the C. I don't know whether that affects the pronunciation or not.
Which line are you on?
Remember that word that you the word with the L with the cross. I'm not on that line, but I was just wondering.
Biro, biwol,
Zanyakach.
Zanyakach.
But
Yeah,
then
let
if
me,
the C is before a vowel, I don't know if it's a soft or a hard C.
let's see what Google Translate says.
Ah, yes, the old reliable.
Yep. Zaniechać. So it's like a sh sound.
Okay.
Zaniechać.
What about if you put in, there's a line that's like 7 from the bottom. It's vrosht bezro, well, depends on how the C is pronounced, but it's vrosht bezrobokia, bezrobochia.
Bezrabochia. Yeah. Okay.
I want to know how that's pronounced.
Let's see here.
Vrosht, tovrosht, tovro,
Wzrost bezrobocia.
So it's a ch. I see.
Wzrost bezrobocia. Yeah, it's like a ch sound, according to Google Translate.
Do we trust this person?
Honestly, yeah, because I can't. It sounds like sounds like the agent who is doing the Polish translation for our test. Zbigniew. Yeah, Zbigniew. Black. Ah bien. Okay. I will be very fascinated to see this against the source text.
Interestingly, in my poem, there hasn't been one mention of a cat or illiteracy yet.
I love that. I love that for you. Myself either, to be honest, even with the translator.
I might have to try to shoehorn that in at the end.
Do it. You got this. Honestly, so what I'm going to have to do is go through this with a suggestion of translations, and then I'm going to have to rewrite the poem based on what I have in here. Prajuechwego? Prajuechwego. Schwichwego.
Duja. Duja. Duja iloshk. Nie za. Duja iloshk. Duja iloshk. Duja iloshk. When in doubt, just take another swig.
Yeah, you're right. I've been doing so steadily.
Any ice problems?
No, it is cleared up because now it is cold enough in the fridge that I don't necessarily need ice. Shit. Sorry.
Forgiven.
All good. All good. Just posted the wrong thing.
I think you're allowed to swear on live streams. I think that's acceptable.
Yeah. That's acceptable. Lord.
Why do you elude me?
That's not the word.
Duja. All like as soon as I hear the word duja, all I hear is like doozy. You know that word?
Yes, it's a doozy.
A fucking doozy. Bruh.
Wood? Fascinating.
Duja. Duja iloshk.
I love it when like the oh Lord, that's not right. Probably not right.
Iloshk. Ah, that could fit well actually.
George. I love it when a website that I don't trust very much is the only one that gives me a reply that actually means anything in terms of the translation. That one's good. Okay.
You know what I mean, man? You gotta escape the trap of meaning, man. You know what I mean? You gotta like
I don't.
leave that shit in the past, man. You know, you need to just like you need to like smoke a reefer and like, you know, just leave that shit behind, man. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, but I am so tied to the earth because I'm terrified of anything else.
That's how I imagine like a translation hippie would sound if there was.
Ouais, absolument. Absolument.
Total bobo.
Ouais.
Bobo total.
Absolument. Sans question. Donc, unemployment. I like that. Unemployment makes sense. Sure, maybe, why not? Unemployment.
I mean, it's a real problem in the feline population, probably.
Absolutely. Are you writing about unemployment currently? I am.
No, but I mean, I have never met a cat that has a job. Have you?
No, you're right.
Mm-mm.
Bezrabochi. Well, that's not fair. My friend's cat is a professor emeritus of anatomy, so that's a thing.
Mouse anatomy.
Sure, yeah, that one.
Honorary doctorate.
Unemployment. Yeah, his name is Dr. Pants, Pants. He's a black cat with 3 legs.
Oh, I was at a cat cafe the other day.
Oh shit! How did that go?
It was mixed feelings. Like, it was fun, but also some of the cats you could tell had just been through some shit.
Oh,
So it was a little bit kind of sad to see those ones. But
were they
was
okay, at least
nice.
in their environment?
They seemed relatively happy, but I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to it's hard to tell whether like cats have any sort of sense of being like free or in like
yeah.
trapped.
I've seen some debate about that. Yeah,
I'm
seen
not
some
sure,
debate.
but I mean, they seemed relatively happy. Like, they did what cats did. They just kind of like chilled out and got rubbed and.
Mm-hmm.
And the good thing about this cat cafe was that they weren't like farmed or anything. They were all rescued, and
oh, that's nice. I mean, I feel like rescues are necessarily, they may have a bit more baggage on them in terms of
that's
physicality.
the thing. Yeah, it's to be expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, like some of they had like all of the cats had their own little A4 page on the wall, giving like a bit of info where they came from and what their likes and dislikes were and all the rest of it. And
that is nice.
Yeah, some of them were already in the process of being adopted, so that was nice to see.
Oh, I like that.
But it was funny, like there were some of them that were like game, and then there were others that were just like, get the fuck
away from me.
Yeah,
don't
bother me and my brethren.
Do not perceive me.
Yeah, literally, like Schrodinger's cat, like, just, I don't exist, get away.
Oh, kitties. So I found 2 words related to employment. I will be fascinated if that shows up at all in the actual English translation. Job and working a job. Oh my god.
It's a momentous occasion. We're on to our 2nd bottle of Coca-Cola.
Yeah. You've got your caffeine going for you. Good for you. I am a few.
Generally, I don't work well with caffeine, actually, but in Coca-Cola, honestly, it's okay.
Coke is fine. Yeah, Coke's pretty mild. I told
you that story, didn't I?
Peut-être.
I drank cafe. I drank coffee in Bordeaux.
Ouais.
Pour genre 3 mois. Et puis, c'était juste pour faire des amis, quoi.
Ah, bien.
And like once I made a few, because the thing was like the lectures were like 3 hours long.
Oh merde.
And so like,
yeah, you're gonna need
1.5 hours. It's not even that. Like, it was that like an hour and a half through, everyone would go out to the coffee van, and if you didn't go out to the coffee van, like, t'avais pas des amis, quoi.
Oui, mais c'est comme it's like the taco trucks here.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I went out and I got my coffee and I made some friends, but sure, like every time I drank coffee, it just made me feel sleepy. I don't get the buzz that everyone gets.
How? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Has that happened since, or like?
I love the taste of coffee.
Because honestly, any kind of cafe keeps me the hell awake.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just coffee. Obviously like it could also be just because you have to drink a certain amount to build up a tolerance, maybe. I'm not sure. Because it's the same with weed. Like, if I smoke weed, I just feel hella sleepy. It doesn't matter where it's in. Oh, yeah. Sativa. If, like, when I was younger and I had a higher tolerance, I would smoke a doob and I'd be like hyper. I could go and play a game of football or anything. But
yeah.
Now,
well, I mean, there is a difference between the sativa and
indica is usually what I opt for, which I guess
indica
really
makes you sleepy.
Me.
Yes,
that's absolutely what I mean. Yeah, but even with sativa though, it doesn't really. I just want to lie down and watch not even like an art. I couldn't even stand an art house film. Like that's too complicated. I'd have to.
Yes.
What
I
are
feel
all
that.
these?
I mean, I would watch just stoner movies. That was sort of what I would be watching. And that was sort
Yeah,
of the
yeah, like
capacity
easy
of my
watching.
ability. Okay. Let's see here. So I have my English
Anyways,
translation. Let's
my
see what I make out of it.
oh, you're finished already.
I'm getting there.
Okay, hold on. I need to catch up. Elon Musk, the doozy. Zatrudniać. Zatrudnił. Zatrudniać. I feel like when you do this kind of thing like associatively, a lot of your like hidden kind of opinions come out of you fairly quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
There's some stuff that I've written on this paper that have nothing to do with the poem, but they were just kind of festering. They were
Yeah.
festering.
Well, that's nice. Nicely cathartic. I like what's happening so far though with me, because I mean I'm like a four stage translation person. I translate it raw, I put my ideas together, I go back and I check it. I can't do that obviously with this because it's Polish, but like this is fascinating what's coming out. Okay. Let's see. I've hit a snag.
Klarowne widzi. Klarowne. Żewiezielka. 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 Yeah, like some of these words are just like unpronounceable. Like the second last line.
Absolutely.
Zbigniewczeczna.
Attendez.
Zbigniewczeczna.
Zbigniewczeczna? That's a good, sounds Polish.
How do you pronounce ZB when they're back to back? Zb.
Zbigniewczeczna would be my guess. Let's look. Zbigniewczeczna. Let's check Google Translate. Zbigniewczeczna.
Zbigniew.
Zbigniew. Zbigniew. Zbigniew.
But those chubby chicks. Fucking hell. Do you know when do you ever like make a spelling mistake and you strike it out and then you make the exact same mistake again when you go to write the word?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do indeed know.
Anavit. The last line, I guess, has to be kind of has to somehow sum up the poem, doesn't it?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know how Polish literary tradition works.
I mean, I don't think I have any hope at this stage. I just hope I can read my own handwriting. Anavit szkod Anavit szkod. You know what we should have done actually before we did this?
Como?
We should have got sponsored by. We should have got sponsored by the drink companies, like brought to you by Jack Daniels.
I'm sure the Jack Daniels fans love a good literary translation challenge.
Don't know if I would call my translation literary, but I'll get fair enough.
It's something. It's something.
In a broad sense, it's literary, for sure.
Absolutely. Shit, that's not how you spell that.
When you sent me that video earlier on WhatsApp, I was sure it was like a midsummer thing because even the music was like very similar.
Right. It's
But
just straight out of SpongeBob, dog.
I've never seen 2001. I've seen like all Kubrick's films apart from 2001.
Stop it. You haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It's purely because it's like well, you know me, like it's like when I look at the film, I get intimidated because I'm like, right, I have to block out 3 hours of the day.
No. Okay. Next time. Next film.
Well, no.
Next time I get to pick a film. That's what we're watching because that's a really good movie.
I've already blocked the next two films in that we're watching.
Okay, so the next third one.
Because the next two films are going to be Anderson films, the trilogy.
Yeah.
I think we should finish it.
Okay, you want to watch A Pigeon Sat on the Roof Contemplating Existence and Songs from
No,
what was the other
Songs
one?
from the Second Floor is the first one.
That's the one we watched, and then it would be.
I want to watch the other two.
Okay, yes, absolutely. I'm agreeing.
Because after I watched that video and I saw some of the shots from the other two, I was like, damn.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm all for that, but also we will need to have watched Kubrick at some point because it's a very, very good movie.
We will. You know, just I need to ease into these things.
Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, it's the same reason I haven't watched Lawrence of Arabia yet. It's just like the fact of having to like block out 3 hours of time in a day is terrifying to me.
Absolutely.
That's why I need someone by my side who can be like, we're going to do it. If someone tells me we're going to do it, then I'm like, yeah,
I got you.
I'm with you.
Yeah, man. No,
same with the Evangelion.
I'm here for you. Absolutely. 100%. I'm here for you. I can withstand those long amounts of times. I got you, fam.
We did watch Andrei Rublev, in fairness, which is like what, more than 3 hours.
Yes, we have survived a Tarkovsky film or two. So I think the rest of it is honestly not too far advanced from that.
I want to watch nostalgia on like a TV, like
let's do it.
Or even in good like 1080p, because I feel like the time we watched it wasn't the full experience.
No, you're right.
We'll watch it when I come down to the Bay Area at some
Yes,
stage.
that is entirely possible. There are many TVs in this house. Very American of us.
Weird flex, but okay.
I'm
Yes,
just
we
down on that
have.
line, old Highlander.
We only have 5 bedrooms, but we have 17 TVs.
No. We have 3 bedrooms, one of which is the dog's bedroom,
And
2 of
only
which have
17 TVs.
3 TVs, one of which is not in the dog's bedroom. So,
Well,
fine. I know the dog doesn't need his
technically,
TV.
3 doesn't
Imagine that.
classify as many.
I know it's a lot. It's not a big house.
3 classifies as a few.
Absolutely. No, you're right. You're right. There's a few.
I mean, I have 1, so.
1 is completely normal. I
But
wish
I
it was
also
1.
only have 1 bedroom, so.
No, but honestly, I would
Technically,
rather not
I have no bedrooms actually.
win it. That is my life eventually. Once I can sort of work out an arrangement other than living with my parents, it will be there's no bedroom. It's just a room with a TV in it. It will be a studio, in other words.
Kitchen.
I need a
I mean,
kitchen.
you might
That
even
needs to happen.
you might even have the bathroom in your bedroom if you're.
That's okay with me. I
if
need
you're
a
going to be a
kitchen though.
struggling artist type.
I do need a kitchen. I need to be able to cook. I need to be able to make my own food. But everything else, that's fine.
Why would you need a kitchen when you can just order sick ass dumplings every night?
Incorrect. I love to cook. Contemporary wisdom, old Highlander. I have been paused on this line for like 5 minutes. Let's see here.
Gorilla.
Yeah, that guy, gorilla. Here we go.
I love it. Škodljiva.
See, I hear a French accent when you try to do stuff, which I like because that's what happens to me.
It's funny though, because when I speak Spanish, people tell me I have an Italian accent, and I think
Fascinating.
I have a theory that it's because when I speak English slowly.
Okay.
And if you speak the Spanish language slowly, you end up
sounds
maybe
like English.
Yeah, no, you end up with an Italian accent because Spaniards typically speak quickly, whereas Italians typically speak slowly. So I think there might be a link there. The other possibility is that it's just like any of the languages with lots of O and A sounds. When I was growing up, I would have heard my grandparents speaking Italian, so that's just like buried in me or something. I'm not sure. I'd much rather an Italian accent than a Spanish accent, though. That's for sure.
I think both are lovely.
I don't know. Like I love Mark's accent.
I love Mark's accent.
Yeah,
that's a Barcelonian sort of thing.
Exactly, like a Catalonian Spanish accent and a Basque Spanish.
Yes,
and Andalusia is not bad. But
absolutely.
like a Madrileño, they call it, like a Madrid person's accent is a no. Like a Valencia or like a, I don't know, like Costa del Sur. Not a big fan. Like it's a bit, I don't know. I'd rather the Italian. And in particular, have you ever heard an Italian person speak French?
No.
It's fucking gas. It's like je m'appelle Amanda.
Guido.
J'habite à California.
Oh, me bless them.
But it's actually quite a nice accent. Yeah, I feel like the Italian accent works very well with French, actually.
It does, but not trying to speak French. I love the Italian accent. I love to hear the people I work with speak Italian, because sometimes I will just pop in a meeting and they're already speaking Italian to each other, and then they stop and I'm like, no, don't stop. Keep going. I want to listen, because I can't necessarily understand it, but I am all the same very fascinated by it.
I've been stuck on this last line for like 10 minutes now.
I'm getting there. I'm almost done, homie. Let's see here.
Analfabetyzmu. A nawet szkodliwe. Szkodliwe. A nawet.
Okay, I'm almost there.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna sign this translation.
Moi aussi,
It's official.
harmful. Yep. There I am
What
signing it.
what
Okay.
notebook are you reading? Are you writing this in, by the way?
My fun little, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a this is a Rembrandt.
But it's not the Dream Journal though.
No, it's not the Dream Journal. I got this actually for my Kant notes.
That is
because
sick.
I need it. Yeah, so it opens on the side like this. And then I got it doesn't have any lines in it, so I can actually write as small or as large as I like. I got it for my Kant notes.
You can do some Clive Scott typography in there, just like write sentences backwards, upside down.
I fucking could, honestly, because like I love the other journals that are presented, like this is my Alice one, which I should have put the dreams in, and I don't know why I didn't. I was dumb as hell. But like this is where I put my work notes, and like it's fine, it's just like it's ruled, so I can't write very small in it, but in this one I can write as small as I want.
Alice is actually holding up the whole show here for me.
She fucking is.
She's at the bottom of the pile of books that's holding up the GoPro.
Good for her.
No joke, like she's at the very bottom. She's supporting the whole thing.
Good for her, good for her. I firmly believe in them. Yes, I am finished, and I'm going to sign this with the date 2022, which is a weird ass thing to think about. For it cans. Yep, that's that.
Quatre cans.
21.
Deux mille.
20. Oui, comme ça. 87.
Je m'appelle Jenny.
No.
Je suis
Jenny.
je suis une étudiante américaine.
Oui.
I'm only kidding. I'm not necessarily hating on those in particular, but there was a few in my class, and their accents were someone else.
You know, it's fascinating because when I studied in France, it was with American students, but with sort of a combination of histories who had studied French or not for a while. So they said technically to go to Paris, there was Paris and Aix-en-Provence. Paris was the advanced class. To go to Paris, you needed to have at least 2 years of university French, which if you took high school French, like I did for 4 years, then that's technically a year of university French, so you just need another year. So I went there. I was actually in the lower division course, but even in the lower division course, they didn't really speak French, but they were there in France to take classes. So they did it anyway, and they prevailed, and they did really good. So, you know, I think if you throw yourself into it, you will prevail, and you will be fine.
Well, yeah, but you're a different gravy. Like you actually...
Maybe.
You can actually speak French, and
I can now.
You can actually do the accent. Like I'm talking about the people who came.
À ce point-là.
Yeah, I'm talking about the people who came genre en deuxième année, quoi.
Oui, et puis ils ont su... Mais il fait son propre succès. Après ça, c'est quoi ça?
Yeah, in fairness, like I don't know any of them there. Peut-être ils parlent français couramment, quoi. Je sais pas.
Oui, mais c'est totalement, c'est complètement compréhensible au fond du jour.
Anyway.
Et pour moi, c'est amusant parce que pour la plupart des gens, they tell me like, oh, you sound French, and then the French people are like, oh, you have such a cute American accent, and I'm like, fuck, which one is it?
My proudest moment was when I lived in Bordeaux, and they were like, "Oh, so you're from Paris?"
Oh, really?
Like,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm from Paris. Yeah.
No, that has happened to me with Canadians because I used to work at in retail at a Pier 1, and Pier 1 does have a Canadian counterpart. So we would occasionally get people who were francophones in, and I could hear that, and I would start a conversation with them in French to check them out, and they'd be like, "Are you Parisian?" And I'm like, "No, but thank you," because because I'm very aware that my accent is
Were they from Quebec?
drilled into my skull from the Parisians saying, no, it's not pronounced like that. It's pronounced like this. And then they drilled that into my skull. So they're like, are you Parisian? I'm like, no, but thank you. All the same.
You should have just said yes.
Should have just said yes, but all the same. Okay, I am finished. Who wants to go first?
I don't mind. I'll go first
for
if
it.
you want.
Yes, please. Please.
Okay. Just wait. Excuse me if I have to pause. I'm pretty sure I
No
can
problem.
read my own handwriting, but okay, let's go. Fanta pairs fairly well with sorbet. The great Allah forbids both, though. Bread can be meridial. Did you know that? Two Daleks Two Daleks bake a mean sourdough. Sometimes it has no umbilical cords. Get up out of that! No, it's actually true. Zaclandia, cheers. They're good for the guts. Opinions are constantly being projected like playthings, just like Comrade Auguste Comte.
Yeah.
That man never wore lapels. Beware such a man. Brunchvig didn't like him, probably because of his costume. Looked like an inside pauper. Of the mothers who itch gorilla stars, those proud gorillas who eat brack post-depot, snacks in the lobby, toast and, well, Bezos' mouth. Elon Musk the doozy, hasn't a true bone in his body. I have no idea how to translate this line. Wait.
Okay.
Clarity is restored. Would you believe it? Jesus. What a mad philosophy this kitty has. Joking about the chubby checks. I love it. Cod liver.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah, it actually, you know, when I read it back, it has there are more links, I think, than I thought at first.
That is magnificent. Honestly, that is so good. It's nowhere near what I got, but that I think is beautiful.
It was purely
for having not been so.
It was purely based on like not even
sound,
phonetics, just purely based on phonics and like etymology, basically.
I love that. That was beautiful. That was really, honestly, really wonderful.
You really think so?
Yes. Okay.
You're not just saying that because you're stoned or you're lost.
I'm sloshed. Is that a British phrase, to be sloshed?
Rolfed? I don't know.
Rolfed.
I wouldn't use
Rolfed
it personally.
is to vomit. I don't think I'm quite at that point yet. I'm definitely
sloshed. The thing is, we've discussed this before. Like I've discussed this before with other people. You can use any word, and if you say it with the right intonation, it means
people know
drunk.
what you mean. Yes,
like
they know what you mean.
I'm just gonna pick a word from one of these books in front of me. Like, dude, I was holy doored last night.
I love that.
It doesn't matter what word it is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Did you have a good night last night? Yeah, man. I was gravity rainbowed out of it.
Damn.
Awesome.
Anyway, that's magical. I love that.
Hit me with your poème.
Okay.
With your traduction.
Wait, alors. The cat standing for illiteracy. From fact, but go on, speak for yourselves. I learned from my cat. For in him is the body of knowledge catching, overflowing too. And those distant uddles be its consequence. If even we gain that skill, carefully offering judgment, if only we know how, to have a taste of the schoolhouse prisoner, it is a project opinion. Humanity is a joke, Augustus Comte. Whether or not it is better to be abandoned, to have acquired at no expense this knowledge, and to pause. Contemporary wisdom, old Highlander, is lacking reality. Progress would be enough. Amplifying an unemployment for hurt is no gain. Is an open mouth clear knowledge, for all philosophy is regressive or redundant, and even harmful. That's my poem.
Sick.
Yeah,
yours was I like how our poems complement each other, because yours was much more like, I feel like yours was much more metaphysically inclined.
But at the same time, so you told me there was beware such a man in your poem. I could tell that was somewhere around my line was whether or not it is better to be abandoned, right? And to me that did strike into beware something, whether or not it's to be abandoned, a man, something like that. So I think that must be let me try and find that line.
Because the only reason I like, there was no how can I phrase it? Oh, the GoPro is going wild.
Oh Lord.
There was no reason for me to choose necessarily like the object man. It was purely because Auguste Comte had been mentioned.
Auguste Comte, yeah, just before that. Auguste Comte. So for me, it was that line.
Beware part was the
Zanet Biwo Janetchak or whatever.
Biwo.
Biwo, that was around there.
Biwo.
Biwo.
Being
Better to be abandoned. Biwo, right?
Interesting.
Biwo Zanjench. Let me plug that into a translator really quick. Make sure that's the line I'm looking at. Biwo, better to be abandoned. Biwo, be tied, something, right? Was to abandon. Biwo Zanetchach would be better to be abandoned, which is exactly the line I had. Or better, or beware such a man, as you put it.
Interesting.
I like that. I do like that.
What we got from those couple of lines essentially is that Auguste Comte was is our enemy.
Yeah, some kind of a enemy to knowledge or an enemy to understanding.
And he was a good looking guy, but yeah, his philosophy was garbage. Or his science even.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a philosophy, it was more of a science.
Absolutely.
How did you translate the last line?
The last line, the very, very, the very last line.
The ultimate line.
Essentially, the idea was philosophy is regressive and ever harmful.
Like cod liver oil.
The last, the last three lines sort of yielded that to me.
Interesting.
The last three lines sort of make that up.
Was there any mention of an actual cat?
Yes, at the beginning. So, from fact, but go on, speak of yourselves. I learned from my cat. My cat teaches me about things.
Kota.
Yeah, alama kota. I learned from my cat.
Interesting.
So, Sistrand does give me that all philosophy is redundant and even harmful. That actually is exactly what I got. I must have been using Sistrand just there at the end. I'm curious now. Let's look at the
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's look at the target text. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's just a link.
Right? On WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's a link. You do have to go to the link because it is copied off of
I got it.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Do I have it?
Yes, it should be. Oh Lord. Okay. I did get the ending there.
The only one I see in that document is...
Here, I'll send it to you. This is the link it goes to. Whoopsies. Attendez. Attendez. On va
send it on WhatsApp, will you?
Yes, WhatsApp, right here. Sent. Nope, sent.
The cat sat on the mat is very, God, what's his name? Green eggs and ham. Dr. Zeus, isn't it?
Oui, absolument.
From the fact that he managed. Do you want to read it or?
Yeah, we can read it. I mean, so the cat sat on the mat in defense of illiteracy. From the fact that he managed to learn, the cat sat on the mat. Mr. Cogito has drawn some exaggerated conclusions. Does the ability thus acquired authorize him to pass sentence to found schools of good taste, opine on projects of mankind's reconstruction after the example of the comical Augustus Comte? Would it not be better to abandon that cheap knowledge and to stick with the wisdom of old mountain folk? That's fascinating. Devoid of real progress. It would mean rising unemployment, a large number of facial openings without a job, the lucid knowledge that all philosophy is superfluous and even harmful.
Old mountain folk. It's
Old
gorillas.
mountain folk. Gorilla. Oh my God. That's
It's
fucking wild.
gorillas.
Okay, I got old Highlander. I
I
don't
guess
know about that. Is
gorillas.
that racist? Like, what is happening there?
Actually, I think it's kind of it's a compliment, like because it's their wisdom, even if it's devoid of real
Gorillas.
progress. It's still like a
Highlander is not a bad thing per se. I agree with that.
I
Old
suppose
mountain
the
folk.
second two stanzas do kind of it's a bit of a sucker punch, but
Well, but to say old mountain folk, I mean, to have chosen that as the better translation, it does say they have wisdom, right? The wisdom of the old mountain folk,
their
but
wisdom is
devoid
a
of
negative
progress.
thing, though.
Yeah, it's
But
devoid of progress.
hear me out. Is progress a
It's to know the
positive
old
thing?
world. Okay, so I got is lacking reality. Progress would be enough. That's fascinating. So I got
Is this but no, like there's no indication of whether this is a literary translation or a literal one. It seems more literary.
It's certainly a literary translation for the Poetry Foundation. This is on JSTOR.
Yeah.
I wish I had the translator's name.
It could be one of
Jacques
those
Reda or
it could be
Durst
one of those cases where
Urban.
the word in question has like a couple different meanings depending on the context.
Yeah, so I recall trying to look up that word. Let's see what
What's
happened when I
really
did that.
interesting is that he split it up into four separate
Ideas, yeah, or
or
stanzas,
just
what
like
have you.
yeah, exactly, like even stylistically he split whereas the poem we dealt with was just one big long stanza and he split it up into four parts.
He did indeed do that. Let's see here. Fascinating all the same. Man, I'm having trouble even. Okay, Augustus Comte. That's sort of the middle that I
What I
can
think is
identify
very funny is that whether it's your version, my version, or this guy's version,
there.
everyone just shits on August Comte.
Whoever the fuck that is.
Oh, you should read his stuff. Like it's
I don't
pretty
know who
funny.
Augustus
Like
Comte is.
he basically his whole deal, like he wasn't the founder, I don't think, but he was like the pioneer of the positivist school, which is basically nothing exists apart from what we can like scientifically measure, which is really weird for
So he's a
sociologists.
Kant fan,
I mean, I guess
in a
he would have been
sense.
influenced by Kant, but
Yeah.
but Kant still had like metaphysical beliefs in the sense
Yes.
that like there's stuff that we can't measure that exists. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
Auguste Comte was like, we should base all our sciences, including sociology, on stuff that can be measured, and anything that can be measured, for all intents and purposes, doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Which like is a crazy way to do sociology,
Oh, absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
it led to some crazy results. Like
Yeah.
essentially, wait, I'm gonna verify this because I might be wrong, but like
Vas-y.
it seems like Auguste Comte like could have eventually led to like utilitarianism, but I wonder was he like
Yikes.
he is often regarded as the first philosopher of science in the modern sense of the term. So he
Correct me if I'm
influenced.
wrong. When I encounter Auguste Comte, I think of an older person, like a Greco-Roman older person,
Nah, he was 19th century.
philosophy wise. 19th
He,
century? Fuck
yeah,
me. Okay.
he was like the golden age of French sociology,
Ah
basically.
bien. Okay.
But
Auguste
it's because his
Comte.
name was never Augustus. It was always August.
C'est Auguste.
August might have thrown you off, maybe.
Meg have, because there's also my favorite K-pop band. One of the rappers is Auguste. He's
What's the
August.
band?
BTS.
That's BTS as well.
Yes, but the rapper Suga is Auguste.
Jimin.
Jimin and Suga, but Suga is Auguste. also.
Does Zbigniew always wear those bandanas around his neck, or is that just a once in a while thing?
That might just be a 10 years hence thing. They haven't done that in quite a while.
Yeah, on the Wikipedia page it doesn't say anything about utilitarianism, so maybe they're not related. But in any case,
might not be related. Yeah,
that was August Comte's shtick. That was his deal.
Okay.
So I'm glad to see that he gets shit on. That's quite funny.
Fascinant. That is interesting. Okay, August Comte. Well, honestly, I like that. Like the idea of a Highlander comes through as, what did that even come through as in yours?
A gorilla.
A gorilla, a Highlander, and then old mountain person.
Like
old mountain folk.
That's purely based on the word gorilai.
Gorilai.
Which I don't know if, I assume that's the noun in the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, are they related somehow? Hold on. Let me look up the word. Let me look up the etymology. Let me look up the etymology.
Absolutely.
So the origin of gorilla is an alleged African word for a wild or hairy person.
Okay, so that's a little racist. But that could be potentially.
Interestingly, it's found in the Greek account of the voyage of the Carthaginian explorer Hanno. So it's like an African word, but that Greeks wrote about. So
okay,
fuck knows.
That is very fascinating.
If it is like a cognate, that would be interesting. The thing is, though, gorillas don't necessarily live at altitude, do they?
Nor does, if I put it into Sistran or whatever, it doesn't say gorilla. That's not the translation.
Yeah.
It's
But I guess like Sistran only gives like modern definitions, though, right?
Sistran does no. It's not a historical Polish dictionary. It says Highlander, which is a fucking insane translation. Why would it say that? Like, what a specific thing to say.
Poland, as far as I know, is a flat country, right?
Yeah.
Am I like extremely ignorant?
Okay,
I don't think Poland has mountains.
So even from the Cambridge Dictionary app I'm using, it also says Highlander. It says, during the holiday, we rented a room from familial Highlanders, which says, Nawajeczki, Zimoweje, Wijnamche, Pojoch, Ujim Gorali, which is that word, but like with an I, so I guess that's plural. So translation of Goral from the Global Polish English Dictionary 2018. Gorashi comes up next. Gorashi that's not even related. But like 2 of the 3 translation things gives me Highlander, and then word reference doesn't know what to do with it. So I'm going to look at the Polish form.
So it turns out that we were kind of right, but also kind of wrong. So actually, there are in the south of Poland, there are mountainous ranges. The Carpathian Mountains are in the south of Poland, which I didn't know. So
would they mean Highlander there? Highlanders comes up in Google Translate too.
But that's what I mean. So I guess culturally, like the concept exists, like those people from the south. And they're big mountains, like they're like 2,000 meters in height, which
I'm fascinated now. I think I need to ask a Polish speaker.
I always assumed Poland was a flat country.
I also did too.
I knew there were mountains like to the south, but I didn't know they were actually in Poland. But yeah, the Carpathians, some of them are actually in Poland. So that's wild.
That is a really fascinating word then, that I kind of want to ask my colleague that I got the recommendation from about. Like, how do you process that word as a native Polish speaker?
Do you have any idea when this poem was written? Like it says January 2007 on the Poetry Foundation page, but is that the translation or is that the...
That might just be the translation. Let me look that up. Because I believe the poet is a mid-20th century poet. I need to look that up,
1924 to 1998. Okay, so it wasn't 2007.
Yeah, probably not.
Born in Lvov, Soviet Ukraine. Oh, he was born in Lviv. Okay.
Fascinant. Okay. He died in 98, it looks like.
So we were born.
Weird.
We were 2
Okay.
years old when he died.
Yes, fascinating. So the
And
reason,
of course, he was translated by Miloš. That was one of the poems we got recommended was by Miloš, right?
oh really?
One of his poetry collections is called Mr. Cogito.
No way.
That must be where this poem is from.
Absolutely. Okay, that's fascinating because so the person who recommended it, they said like Ujlalwa, they gave me other recommendations, Nobel Prize winner. This guy they just said I think was fairly well known, or they themselves happened to enjoy this poet. So I was willing to sort of build off of that. Future though, if we want to do something in a language neither of us speak, but also in a script that is not Romanized, there are Romanized versions of that script, which we can try for. It's sort of an extra step.
Well, to be honest, I'd rather do it in the original script. I think that would be
With the
more.
pictograph. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how you feel about it, but
I
if
would
you
have an
want to
edge
work with a
on
Roman script, you can.
I would have an edge on Japanese and Korean. I'm sorry, I would have an edge on Japanese and Chinese because I will recognize some of it, but Korean would be unknown to me and Arabic would be unknown to me. So like those two things would be an option. Or Hindu.
Uh-huh.
I don't speak any Hindu, so I would not be able to read that. That could be another option though. It would be an extra step, which would probably, I don't know, for my method it would require a translator, but for you, I think, you would just look at it and see like, looks like this. Put
Yeah,
that word
because
in.
that's what I'm interested in. Because I
Yeah.
remember when I translated Lutzai, I looked at like mostly I did my translation from the what would you call it? The Romanized translation, like you said.
Yeah.
But some of the characters I was looking at, and I was like, you know what, that kind of looks like a tree. And then I
Yeah.
asked Andrea, and she was like, yeah, that is the character for a tree.
I love that. That's
So,
amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know not like 95% of characters are not like that, but the ones that are, it's pretty cool.
It happens. It does happen. Absolutely, completely possible. Yeah,
That's
I
how I
would be
would
down for
approach
that.
it anyway.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I have enough Jack Daniels left. No, well, I'll have to get more actually, because this is nearly gone.
Absolument. Yeah. I have worked through a bit of my soju. We can try another one. If you want to just fucking try for something, we can do that. I can just look up something really quick that is in a different Chinese or something.
Like like a short poem.
Yeah, hold up
I
real quick.
mean, I'm
Let me get
drunk
some.
enough at this stage that I'm probably going to finish this Jack Daniels tonight, so I'll probably be up till like 2 a.m. anyway. So I mean,
Let me get some dufu, and then I will have to get another.
you know what I'm going to do while you do that?
Ouais.
I'm going to go to the toilet.
Ouais,
I
vas-y.
will be back.
All right. Dufu. Let's get some dufu. Okay, I have something.
You only really realize how drunk you are when you stand up.
You right. You right as hell. Hold up real quick though. Let's see here. Dufu. Dufu is like Shakespeare famous for Chinese poetry. I don't think I've necessarily read this one. I have read some Dufu, but it has the anglicized version on the right. And then there is the English translation, which I won't look at it, but I will look somewhere else as best I can and put it in a different file. Let's see here. New file, this one. Let's put it right here. We can try this one. That's very different. Save as document.
Do you know what type of poem it is, or is it a anomaly?
It's Dufu would be, God, when did he fucking write things? He's old. He's kind of older. It's gonna be as more it's not gonna be, I don't think, anything we would see in the West. It's gonna be a different kind of poetry form. Word cannot give a document to the same name. Okay, this is.
Does it actually? It doesn't even matter. I was going to ask what dynasty, but it doesn't even really. That's not going to give me any
I don't think
information
that's
that
going to
will
give
help
you any
me.
information.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Wu Lao Qing Hishi. I don't know how to pronounce any of that.
Tennessee.
On that note, so I'm going to send you now the source, the target text, just so you have it. So we're on the same page. I'm not looking at the target text. I do have to go to the bathroom, and then I will be right back. Let's see here.
Do it.
Du feu. Attendez. Du feu target text. I don't even know what this poem is called, but here we go. And then I will write. So I will be right back.
Did you send the source text as you did?
I did.
Sweet.
Yes.
Thank you.
So don't look at that yet, but it's there. Be right back. Du fu is cool though. I'm excited. I will return.
All right. Can you hear that music or no?
I can indeed hear that music.
You can hear it. Interesting.
Yes, I can. I'm switching back to my White Claw because I got up, as you said, and realized I was fairly drunk.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Alors, White Claw, on va continuer avec hydration.
It's Alice Coltrane, by the way. I don't know what the deal is. She made this album and it's like I don't know, like the name of the album is like has Egyptian words, and then the name of the song titles are like more okay, well there's one called Blue Nile, but like some of the other ones are more like Hindu. Anyway.
That's all the same.
I actually have some classical Chinese music.
Do it.
Somewhere.
Okay, if you have the what is it called? The stringed instrument. I will show you my favorite YouTube channel. Attendez. Donc, we'll go to YouTube. It is called a No, what is it called? YouTube. Yeah, that sounds right. Whatever you're playing.
Yeah, I've recently updated my Spotify playlists because I used to just like throw things into like too few playlists. So I've diversified now. So I have like 10 playlists instead of 4.
May I suggest to you some bullshit Disney Plus movie, but then it has the actual thing I'm trying to advertise to you is this here. This is from my study playlist. Very nice.
This isn't like fucking dark academia music to get you in the mood or anything, is it?
No, you have to skip the ads. Shit, that's loud as hell. I forgot that I turned that down.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Hold on. I'll exit Spotify and I'll put this on instead.
Do it.
I don't know if this comes across on the recording, but who cares?
Well, I'll listen to it in my own headphones.
Yeah,
that would be appropriate for Dufu poetry.
Okay. So I have the source text open in front of me.
Okay, I will do the same. So for this one, I will do my best. I think I'm still going to try for like Yandex translator. We'll see what happens.
I'm not sure whether I should just go visual or if I should go with the romanization.
I don't think I can't copy off of this anyway. Hold on.
The romanization just doesn't help at all anyway. In terms of
I can't copy off of this anyway. Hold on. Yeah, the romanization doesn't really do anything. I think it's just a terms of
Because I mean, I've already done the homophonic thing, so I may as well do the visual thing this time, I think.
right.
Fucking hell.
Shit.
Man,
Fancy
Chinese
dufu.
characters are so intricate, it's unbelievable.
Shatri Sili Li Bai. Shatri Shili. I'm gonna try and find I'll see what I can get for you as well, but like a Fancy dufu. Chinese autumn. Okay, but I want like something I can
This
copy
music is
off of.
very conducive to study, I'd imagine.
Absolument.
What flavor White Claw is that?
It is mango, the only flavor that is
Oh,
superior.
my favorite fruit.
Bitch! Yes.
Yeah, I love
There's
mango.
only mango. Yes! You are a true homie.
I've seen people over here have is it watermelon, and there's another one that they
I don't
drink.
know. Watermelon's okay, but like mango is the only true flavor.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't drink White Claw, but just mangoes in general I approve.
You don't drink White Claw, you're an athlete though, and it's not going to.
Because yeah. Since I'm not gonna lie, since I've arrived here, my athlete lifestyle has gone a little bit downhill, but we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
All the same, White Claw fits in there.
Yeah, but see, like whatever with the calories, to me, it just it I don't know. We don't get on very well. I
Sure.
get on much better with like whiskey or wine or just beers. In fairness, like it's hard to come
Bien.
to Vancouver and not and not try the beers because there's just so many.
Hmm.
So you kind of have
I
to become
feel
a bit
that.
of a
Honestly, though, it would be the same down here
yeah. You have
because
to become
the
a bit of a
beer is
beer
also
guy.
very good.
Yeah, like
So
I would not usually
festive.
be a dude for stout, but the stout here is quite good, so I've become a bit of a stout dude.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I feel that.
They have one in particular which is wild. It's like oatmeal raisin cookie stout,
Uh-huh. Oh, that sounds
and
really fucking familiar.
it's not like super strong, but it does taste like oatmeal raisin cookies ever so
Hmm.
slightly.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and redirect the camera back to my page. Let's see if I can get it down there with my music.
Jesus Christ.
There we go.
Let me know when I should start cogitating. Have you started already?
Yes, I've started already.
Okay,
I'm
no
doing my
problem.
best with. So the thing with Japanese is like they borrow a lot of kanji in terms of this. I know how to write this stuff. I think in essence, I don't necessarily know what it means though.
Are these kanji?
No, it's the thing with kanji is Japanese. The kanji is Chinese
Wait.
characters.
This is the ancient Chinese poem that you talked about?
This is in Japanese. This is dufu. Dufu is a old ass Chinese poet,
I thought,
like
yeah, okay,
old
never
ass.
mind. I was on the wrong road there for a second.
So the thing, like, this will probably strike you as a little similar to what we did with or what we tried to do with, oh god,
Master,
the guy
sir.
that, no, yeah, Master Sir, Peter Sir.
Master, sir.
Yes, it'll be similar to Master Sir's things because well, he just gave us a Chinese poem to try to do something with. It's the same time period. Du Fu, though, is like a super duper prolific Chinese poet. Like he is like
Same
the
as myself.
Shakespeare. Yeah, same as yourself, same as Shakespeare.
I love how seamlessly you just agreed with it.
Oui, mais absolument. The funny thing though here
Je suis
is like again.
phénomène.
Oui, absolument. Le fondement, c'est toi. Le fond de la,
You
fond de
know,
la main.
like a lot of the time, what impresses me most about Chinese, whether it's names or words, is that like on the surface they're so simple, and then I guess everything
Oui,
depends on context.
absolutely. Absolument.
But on the surface, like the actual phonemes are so simple. It's usually just vowels surrounded by consonants.
Yes. Well, the fascinating part, so like when you write these characters, there's an order you have to go in for the strokes, which I don't necessarily have
I
down, but
remember
like I
you
can sort
told
of
me
guess
this.
at.
I remember
Yeah.
you told me this about the blurred out one at the restaurant in Dublin.
Yeah. Yes, you have to like write it in a certain order. So I think I've just found his name is Dufu. So I think I've just identified that based on Yandex here. Let's see here. That would be like that, and then like two of these. Yeah, Dufu, and then a dash. Yeah, Dufu. Dufu.
I hope I'll be able to remember my reasoning for translating the lines as I did.
Yeah, absolutely. You got this. Oopsies. So I will say, even knowing, I don't know, I know maybe a few kanji. I don't think I know enough to actually do this. I can write it, but I don't think I can like translate this. Attendez, let's see here. De feu. Okay. Also, so like the raffle and full album is fun. There is a film I think I want to see called The Green Knight, which is based off of a medieval English poem.
That's
Are you like at all keen on the medieval English poets?
That's an A24 film.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Which is coincidentally why I thought that thing was funny enough to send to you. So
but I haven't seen it though, but I just know that that's who
I
produced
was
it.
wondering. Yes, they did produce it and it looked really cool, and I'm kind of down to try it.
After the Anderson films.
After the Anderson films. Okay. Fuck, you know, I'm looking at these goddamn, they're not kanji, whatever these are in Chinese, and like they are actually so close to things I've seen in Japanese, but I can't read. That is so like this first line, the second to last character has like that square shaped one. That's nani. That is what
translated
in
that
Japanese.
as house.
It's what? Oh, I'm right. House,
what
though,
is it
same
actually?
thing. It's what? It's nani in Japanese. I can't read it in. It's he. Hold on.
But is the romanization like, does that actually correspond to each character?
Yeah, let me look at that really quick.
Like literally, does it correspond? I assume it does because there's the same amount of them.
So there's 我老敬贺谢. He is that last one there, the second to last one. 贺谢. 贺谢. What? Something?
Okay.
But all the same, yeah. He could be house, I guess. 我来敬贺谢. That would be my best guess at those. In Japanese, though, it's nani. It's entirely different. So it's not pronounced even remotely the same way. Fascinating, though. But it is, I think, a question. So in Japanese, nani is a question. It's what? Nani. He. Heshi. What's the matter? Heshi. Heshi. Fascinating. Heshi. Okay.
Oh shit.
Question mark.
What do you call those you know, if you go on a skiing holiday, is it called a gondola? Is it a gondola? You know, the
I
like
call it a gondola.
the things
Yep.
that bring you to the top of the slopes.
Yes, I would call that a gondola.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's fascinating you say gondola. What line are
It's
you on?
the third line and
Oh,
the
the third
fourth
line.
character.
Okay. Bien. Okay. No, I'm way behind you. Let's see here now.
Oh, fuck. There's another character on the next line that also looks like a gondola.
Oh, Lord. I guess you want to go on a... Well, to be fair, even using a translator, I've gotten sand 2 times.
I feel like I'm already hungover, even though I haven't stopped drinking yet. Maybe it's the like mental exertion or something.
No, I feel it. I feel it. It's there. I feel like this is the second time I've gotten hill as well. Picking it up with this, whatever this instrument is called in Chinese. Ooh, my cognition's going away. What's this one? City. Fun, 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 fun. Let's see. Good enough. Okay. City. Sure, Yandex. Period. Okay, city wall. That makes sense, maybe. City again. Shit. Say, oh, okay, it's the same word. That makes sense.
There's another gondola on the next line.
Gondolas?
There's
I love
gondolas
wherever you're
everywhere.
going. Man, I love it. Honestly, I do. I do love it.
Every fourth Chinese character looks like a gondola, is the conclusion I've come to.
Fascinant. Lots of ski resorts, I guess.
Is that like, I feel like, do Chinese people ski in China?
Yeah, I think so. They have quite a diverse biome.
Because it's one of those things that like I never hear about as a Westerner.
No, myself either, but they do definitely have all of the biomes for it. Yo. Oh, that's a fun word, ancient. Good. I like that.
I like how you have the accent, like, or not the
I
accent, but
fucking
the like
try,
the
man.
intonation. You
Yeah,
have
I
the
fucking try.
intonation
Hold
down.
up. Google Translate. Go. That's the Yandex. Ghoul. I was wrong. It's ghoul.
Well, I mean, to an untrained ear, it sounds like, whether it's right or wrong, it still sounds
Shoot.
like intonation, which is what
Thank
matters
you
to
for.
me.
Honestly, I would try a trillion percent. There's a the public university near me is actually very good. They have a very good Chinese and Japanese program, and I have money, so like I could definitely just go for it, you know. I think it would be Japanese before Chinese. I am much more inclined to be able to speak Japanese than Chinese, just because I've been listening to it a lot more frequently in my past few years. But I could try, and once I learned some Japanese, I would know quite a bit of the Chinese alphabet because they just kind of borrowed it, you know? Like that is day. I could have definitely guessed that. Let's see here. Oopsies. Oopsies. Okay. Hold on. I pulled some stuff.
Man, the last line of characters really is fucking me up.
You got this, Ming.
Some serious complicated characters going on. Like, you'd need to write like four verses to actually express them all.
Absolutely.
I might even just separate the last line into like its own thing.
Do it, man. Do it. Shit. Did I know that?
Jesus.
I'm only like halfway through, so like good for you.
Well, this is what happened the last time too. I got to the last line and then you caught up with me eventually. So, 信主温水，好等是难忍。Have you spoken to Andrea lately?
I have not, but we have exchanged at some point some kind of thing about Alice in Wonderland, I feel like.
Yeah.
Not recently though.
She's probably one of the group that I miss the most, I think.
Yeah,
Because like
absolutely.
you I don't miss so much just purely because we like speak regularly, you know what I mean? Like
We do, yes.
like you're probably the one I've kept in contact the most with out of the group.
Yes.
Andrea is the
Ditto.
one that I like when we were there, I got on with the most, and I feel like you did too. But just
Yes,
because of the
Andrea was
WhatsApp
hella cool.
situation.
It is a really interesting situation to try to sort of keep up with her in terms of just she has to, I think, go through quite a few steps in order to even get onto WhatsApp.
That's what I
So in order
mean,
to,
yeah.
to
That's why
talk
I
with
feel
us
so
even,
disconnected from her.
yeah, it's a very weird situation because I've never actually known somebody who has been, she's not even an expatriate, but like somebody who just is from China and has to deal with kind of going through the loopholes they do to get through their firewalls. It's a really interesting situation. Like it's not a lot of people, it's nobody even I can say that has had to actually deal with it the way that we do when we're trying to communicate with her.
Yeah, I miss her.
I do too. I hope she's well. I do enjoy the updates she will post occasionally.
Did you have the same FOMO that I had when you got the pictures of Wally and Jeff and Nayara?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely. I was like, God damn it. But I do intend to go back to Ireland at some point because I have to take graduation photos.
Since we're on the same side of the globe, I feel like whenever you go, I'll just have to go. It'll be like
Do
obligatory.
it. Yes.
I feel like Jeff probably won't go because he's so far away, but hopefully Nayara's still there and Wally's still there.
Yes.
Mark will be close enough that he can just take a quick flight. And then maybe we
Absolutely.
can rope Andrea into it as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I 100% agree, and that's sort of the plan that, is like I will announce to you all, I'm like, you know what? I need to take graduation photos. I'm going. These are the
Even if
dates.
it's like 6 years later.
I hope it's not 6 years, but I do have sort of a plan to
Do
do that.
you think, like,
Yeah.
would you go in the summertime or the winter or spring, fall?
Ideally summer, spring, fall, not winter,
Hmm.
but whatever time we could swing it, I think, for my own family
Yeah.
would be fine with us.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering because I'll probably go back for Christmas next year,
Uh-huh.
but that's purely for family reasons.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see how it pans out, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I would there's no like plans in place, but like I am trying essentially to figure out when best would work and to kind of I don't know, to kind of go from there. I don't have too much of a plan in place. It's just I would like to take
Would
um
would your dad be able to come as well? Like, would he be able to take the
yeah.
time off work?
Yeah, he would be sort of the main person we would just need to sort of give notice to.
Yeah,
And as long as he had notice, it would be okay.
that was
And
always the
then
same with my
yeah,
dad too.
yeah, totally.
Kind
In
of
the middle
revolves
of
around his calendar.
yes, in the middle of busy season, as it were.
But I guess he has dedicated summer holidays, right? My dad does, in
Hmm.
any case.
I mean, not necessarily. It's just that like things sort of slow down in the rainy season, so all other seasons tend to be busy. There
Is
hasn't
that
necessarily,
in inverted commas, rainy season?
yeah. Yes, for California, it's just it hasn't necessarily actually been very rainy here. So that hasn't actually happened this time around, but normally that is the case, so he will not be able to like get away in, spring or fall per se. But this year nothing's actually happened. So like, he had like yesterday off because it was rainy. Um, so if that can happen, it I mean for Ireland it has to sort of be a longer period of time, like a week or two. We do tend to want to do that for traveling
Yeah,
abroad that
I
way.
think 2 weeks is probably. I mean, a week you could do, but a week essentially means five
A week
days
is a
because
little
one
rough.
week,
Yeah.
one day traveling there, one day traveling back, and throughout the
Yes.
trip you're going to be jet lagged, which you also have to deal
Ex
with.
exactly. Oh my god, I'm losing steam. I'm like going character by character, but I'm like getting tired. Let's see here. Oh, I'm almost
This is
there.
really difficult for me as well because
This is tough.
I'm not a visual person. I'm much more of an oral person than a visual
Yes.
person.
I mean, I'm getting some really interesting translation out of Yandex. Like it will give me a very basic translation, but holy shit. I'm almost there. I'm
I'm
most of
so
the way
tempted.
there.
I'm looking at the romanization of the last line, and it says
Yeah.
how dang, and I'm like so tempted to just like hot dang.
Almost, almost. Oh Lord, complex. I'm getting some real fun poetry out of this one. It's so the key is like there's 5 characters, right? That is a poetry form for sure. That would have been alive in Dufu's form. Dufu's time, sorry.
Do you remember
Um
the infamous time I said to Andrea, I was like, I don't really know much about Chinese poetry. Like I've read a few haikus, and she just
sure.
looked at me and she's
Oh
like,
Lord.
"That's not Chinese, bud." And I was like, "Oh yeah, true.
You tried.
My bad."
I'm just I'm just gonna plug this whole line in and see what it tells me. Yandex, go. Go Yandex. Nothing.
Does your dad watch golf?
Um, yeah, kind of, not really.
Well, there's
I
this
mean,
concept in golf, and it wasn't invented by Tiger Woods, but Tiger Woods kind of popularized it. It's called the Tiger Tunnel. Essentially,
yeah.
he does this. If you can see me on Zoom, he does this with his hands. It's like he
Yeah,
covers his forehead and his eyes so that all he can
yes,
see is like the linear sort of vision in front of him. And they call it the
indeed.
tiger tunnel.
All right, all right.
And
For focusing and such.
exactly, yeah. Essentially, when the last couple of shots in golf are the most important. Well,
Oof.
yeah, I don't know if they're the most important, but they're the most important to focus on. And
No,
yeah,
I
so
feel
he
that.
he uses this tiger tunnel technique. I think I'm going to try to employ it here on this last line because
You know what I do recognize is this last line of the third line is water. That's Mizu in Japanese. So I
the
do know
third
that that's
character,
water. No, last character,
the last
Mizu.
character, and
So
it
like
just it
one, two,
doesn't
three,
look like.
four,
I mean,
five, six,
technically,
seven.
maybe it looks like a
Seven,
water pump.
7 lines down. Last line, that's water. That's Mizu. I do have to look
Oh,
at
it
these
looks like a
individually though.
7 and then a K. That one.
Yes, 7K.
No,
That
that's too
that
late for that
is
one.
water. It shan't be saved.
It shall not.
Let's see. Think first character.
There's even some. Are you still listening to this playlist that you sent me or this album?
Mhm.
There's some like rain. There's some rain audio going on here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite things is Animal Crossing music, but it has rain sounds in the background. Jun, I don't know what the fuck that means. Yandex, why would you give that to me? No, but like I like thunderstorm, rain things that tends to happen in the video game music I listen to.
I was actually just having this conversation
If
briefly the other day.
Aoi?
How okay, like when it's cold and everything, no, but like when it's warm, I love a good thunderstorm.
Yeah,
Like
man.
just
Absolutely.
running out into the middle of a thunderstorm. Like one of my favorite memories
Hell
ever
yeah.
is when I lived in New York. I was out for a run,
Uh-huh.
and it like New York, it was that hot that summer that we'd have these like kind of tropical rainstorms.
Oh, absolutely.
It would just start
Absolutely.
raining at like a moment's notice. So I went out for a
Mm-hmm.
run. It was all sunny and everything. Suddenly, clouds arrived, and it started raining. And I was running up this hill, and like the hill was only like a kilometer long, so that would be like
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes, 4.5 minutes tops for me
Yeah.
to like get to the top.
Ooh, wee.
And by the time I got to the top, it was raining so heavily that like my feet were like an inch submerged in water, and
Oh
like the
my
water was
God.
just like running down the street like a river. It was like
Yeah.
thunder and lightning or whatever, and I was absolutely soaked. But one of my favorite memories from New York when I lived
Oh,
there.
that's lovely. That is lovely though.
I love a good
You know, it's
thunderstorm. Is the moral of the story.
oui, absolument. But it's like when you are in a place, but suddenly it looks very different, which is why I like cloudy weather here, because it's like there are no seasons in California. So when there is even the slightest shift in weather, it looks really cool because suddenly everything looks different because there's like light, there's clouds covering the sun, so it looks different. Everything kind of the shadows reflect differently. So to me, that's like the coolest part, which is why I really enjoy like storms and shit because it makes everything like look different, and I enjoy that immensely.
Do you even get the like browning of the leaves, we would call it, like when the leaves turn orange, red, and yellow,
Not really. It's certain trees, but not
the
most of the trees.
deciduous ones?
Yeah. Most of them though, they just sort of do whatever they want and then eventually will come back. But no, not really. It is. Ooh, that is a complex character that this cannot read. I'm gonna say that that's south. Fastenhand. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Fascinating. I'm gonna say something like that. Hmm. Yeah, no, there's not really seasons in any capacity. But that is why I like it when it rains, because it's actually fucking different. Okay.
Yeah, as I said before, I'll happily donate some of our rain to you because
Please do.
like Vancouver's great and everything, but really it's only worth living here for like 4 or 5 months out of the year, and the other months are just a write-off. Like
Oh Lord.
weather-wise, like it depends what kind of a person you are, but obviously because I'm an
Right.
outdoors person and I love the sun,
Mm-hmm.
4 to 5 months is like the height of the year, and the rest of the year was just like a C minus at best.
You would probably like Oregon, I would bet,
Yeah,
because you would be super outdoorsy.
I've toyed with the idea of living in Eugene. It seems like a cool place.
Oh Lord, Eugene, it's the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but
It's very
actually, in
close to where my
fairness,
friend used to live.
it's mostly based on like what I see the college runners doing out there. If I could
Sure,
move to any
sure, sure.
place in the US, I'd move to Flagstaff, if you know where that is. It's in
In
Arkansas.
Arizona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Seems like a cool place.
Hey, I mean, kudos to you for all of that. I could never live anywhere in rural US. It's just so fucking depressing.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, I say that, but then I move there and I could be like, this is like Vancouver culturally is bad enough, but like, Jesus,
Hmm.
if you move to the rural US, culturally, you could be like a dead man. So I might revise that
Yes,
opinion.
that may end up being the case, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was actually someone put it really well recently. One of my friends who is from London told me that like Vancouver is great, but it's just like missing a soul. And I was like,
Uh,
that is the truest thing I've ever heard.
Oi. Oi, 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 oi.
Which is it's kind of true. Like
Yeah, I mean, I
I
feel
don't
like
know. Go on.
just the West Coast tends to have that lack of soul for how new it is, just physically how new it is and
I
what it
was
sits on
about to
top of.
bring up that point. Do you think it's
Yeah,
because of the like relative recency of when
yes.
the territory was like settled? Because I think it
A
is.
100%. 100%. I think that's it because
Yeah.
there's no so over the last few months I've sort of been reading Barth's, and I love Barth's like lucid camera, whatever the fuck that's called, his thing about
Camera
photography.
lucida.
Yes, camera lucida.
I know it. I
And
know it.
like, yes, and I like it. It's lovely. It's very good to read in the bath. It's very light reading. But like at the same time, he makes a really good point about I like that point about the authenticity of things, which was a big point in that class I was taking when I watched that movie, all about Lily Choo Choo, right? In terms of authentic connection with whatever the fuck.
That film really fucked with me.
Yeah, man. I'm glad, but also sorry. I hope you're okay.
No, no, in a
In a
good
good
way, in
way.
a positive way.
Yes. Yes, that is a lovely film. And a really depressing film, but lovely all the same. But like it does speak to how do you connect with the sort of your surroundings, because it's one of the few things you do have to organically connect to. And American youth, they don't really, especially on the West Coast, have much in terms of that sense of, I don't know, history to connect to, because that building has only been there since you were born. Like it's not even like 50 years old, let alone 150 years old. So there is definitely a lack of I don't know, feeling,
Yeah.
spiritual, cultural feeling on the West Coast that is
Like
prevalent.
I don't know whether it's true or not, but I've like come to this thought recently that like there are certain stages that like human settlements go through, and obviously like when
Yeah.
you first establish a settlement there are certain priorities which are like well, like food, water, whatever, that's number one, and then like law and order, governance, number two, Number three is like the economy. Can we support a population? Can we grow our population? Da, da, da. And it's only like at the end of all those processes that like culture, and I'm not saying that it's not always there, but I just mean that like culture and the arts become a priority, or like you might even classify it as like the spiritual. Like the spiritual becomes like a priority at that point. It's like when all your
Yes.
other, it's like, you know, like Maslow's triangle, the hierarchy of
Yeah.
needs. It's like
Absolutely.
when you found a new human settlement, for example, in the wild, wild west, if you want to put it that way, it takes time to like be so comfortable and established that you can like think of spiritual matters. Like there are other things that are more important in the meantime. And it's only like once you've satisfied those that you can then eventually begin to like think about your spiritual, artistic side of things. So I completely understand. I mean, like I've seen there's a really interesting like plaque on the wall here on like one of the biggest streets in the city at the like as the city stands now. But there's just this plaque with a photo, and 100 years ago, the one of the main thoroughfares in Vancouver was a forest.
Oh, fascinating.
So like when I saw that, it just gave me some perspective. You know what I mean? Like it's been a long time since any like cultural center in Europe was a forest. Like probably more than 1,000 years. Whereas here it's
No,
100 years.
absolutely. Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
which is interesting. But at the same time, then like I came to the realization that well, actually, it's not that it has no soul, because like the indigenous people here have had their own culture and spirituality for centuries on the land, and that's just been kind of like deleted. It's like alt control delete or whatever.
Yeah, you're
So
absolutely
like
right.
that existed and it was deleted, and then there's just this void now where like all that's like filled the void that the indigenous people's culture used to occupy, all that's left now is just like a tacky, kitschy, commercial type of culture. Um,
Yes,
but yeah, like it's a real contrast from Europe. Like I don't know what it's like
it is.
exactly where you live, but
No,
definitely
I
in
think
this
it's,
area.
yeah, it's very similar, but like without the accountability. Because, for instance, I think of, I asked you to pronounce like the street name Chilpancingo,
Mm.
and I don't know why it's called Chilpancingo, but I know that that is not an English word, and I know that it's a very likely it's some sort of native word. Which, all the same, America is much less involved with actually honoring First Nation people than Canada is. Canada is a much better, more open, more progressive place for that in terms of acknowledging, like, okay, First Nation people were here, this is their territory, this is like where they have existed historically. These are the roots of their people which still exist in some capacity. America doesn't fucking do that. It's like colonists, the Romans, Catholics, Spanish names, and then like that's everything. So like the places around here are just called Pacheco and like San Luis Obispo. Like these are all Santa Cruz. They're all San Francisco. They're named after saints, right?
Mm.
Which are not at all the names of the native people who put them here. So
Yeah, actually, that's something
that
I
is a
never
really
thought about.
interesting difference. Yeah, is nothing here
It's
is a
like
native name. It's all Spanish or
it's
American or
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
It's like a Spanish name. So
Yes.
at first you might think like, oh wow, that's really cool, you know, like a Spanish
hmm
word and comes from
It caught on
Mexicans.
the
But
Spanish, yeah,
but then
the
you
people who
remember
settled.
that actually, in fact, Spanish was never spoken on that continent until
Yes.
colonialism.
Yes. So that is a really weird but
That's a good point.
interesting, yeah, like Mount Diablo, Mountain of the Demons.
Yeah, probably
um,
where like some
yeah,
of the sacrificial rites used to happen or something, and the Spanish people saw
probably.
that and they were like, the
Yeah.
devils.
Yeah. Or Alamo or I don't know, Pleasant Hill. It's the vaguest name it could be. So that is fascinating. I think Canada, I have noticed, tends to have a much healthier relationship, a much more accountable relationship
Well,
with Native people,
you know
First
what the
Nation
thing
people.
is, right? It's like I feel like it's accountable on the surface, on the level of like
Oh,
acknowledgement.
okay.
But
Yeah.
on a practical level, I don't know if it's so progressive.
Okay.
At
Yeah.
least from like just from the few indigenous people I've spoken to here, like it seems like it's a lot of like lip service
hmm
and not much
Yeah.
practical action.
I would bet Indigenous people would say the same thing here. If it's not worse. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely not. It could be a lot better than it
It
is
seems
for
like
sure.
there are some strongholds in the US where just by virtue of like their population they can exert some influence, but otherwise
hmm
like they've just been decimated. So there's no hope of ever like
Yeah.
in a democratic system where
Yeah.
majority rules, like there's no hope of them ever, you
Yeah.
know,
It's rough. It's
making their
definitely
voices
rough.
heard or whatever.
Absolutely. No, erasure is a it's but the weird thing, right, is like this is not something I would ever have been taught in high school or elementary school. When
No,
we
me
learn
neither.
about like
I mean, I know it would affect you
well, you
maybe
know
more
what's
than
funny
me,
though
but we
is
never learned about it either.
well, but so what do American kids in California learn about their state history? They learn about the mission system. They learn about the pueblos. They learn about the Catholic system that came into effect from missionaries. Nothing before that. I mean, there's sort of a sense of like, yes, there were Native Americans and they did this and they made like mush out of acorns to live off of, etc. But like that was it. The rest is the Pueblo system. We learn about the missions and what the different missions mean along the coast. And that's like the extent of it. So it is a really weird it's a really weird history that I wonder if it will be sort of reinvented as we go forward, you know? All of that said, though, all of that aside, rather, I have translated the poem and I am ready when you are.
I'm just translating the title and I am done.
Go.
You want me to go first?
I'll go first. Do you want to go first or who
I
wants to
went
go
first the
first?
last time. It's on you.
Okay, I will go first. The sand hill. Send it down to the city, Dufu. I come. For what is this all? A floating sandy city, an ancient dappled city, I think is what I meant. Even autumn makes no sound. Wine cannot get me drunk. An empty song shows me no love. Water like a clear stream. All words tend downward.
I like
And
those
that's my
final
poem.
two lines.
All words tend downward. Yeah, I'm like, fuck yeah.
That's nice. Like a
Nice.
stream. Okay.
Aniva,
Mine's verbose.
let's go.
Uh, so just to note that I did mine visually.
Good.
So you're
Okay.
looking at the characters here.
Okay.
Vesuvius man lives in a house on the electrical grid. He wears a hat while he fills his tank. There is no available gondola to the heights he wishes to reach. Infinite are the upward paths. A house on the mountain, absolutely out of place. And then a man, he too, atop the world. There is a window. It does not reflect truthfully. Windy streets lead there. They filter into oblivion. And then
I like that.
the title I came up with was Sideways chairs are tough to sit on, but when a man and a woman build a house, sometimes it's the best they can do.
Sideways chairs are tough to sit on.
So you see the second character, that's clearly a chair.
Okay.
And then
Sit on
the
when a
second
man and a
last
woman
character I felt like was man and woman.
build their house. It's the best. Sometimes it's the best they can do. I love that.
The second character in the first line is clearly Vesuvius Man.
The best they can do.
And also
Okay.
the third character in the first line is like pretty close to a humanoid creature, I feel like.
Well, read your last sentence again, because that's, to me, it's very close to, it's somewhat close even to what I got, which I think is
So the last line was windy streets lead there. They filter
my
into oblivion.
mine says water like a clear stream, all words tend downward,
Mm-hmm.
which is fascinating. So what is it actually? So in terms of it, damn it, what is the translation here? I come finally, what thing? No. What is it I've come to now? High before me, Shangchui City. Beside the city, ancient trees. The sunset joins the autumn sounds. The Lu wine cannot make me drunk. Chi songs cannot restore my feelings. My thoughts of you are like the Wan's waters, mighty scent on their southern journey. That's lovely. I love Dufu. Man.
Interesting though, southern
Yeah.
in geometric terms is like a downward movement.
Downward. Yeah. Southern journey. All words tend downward. Mighty scent.
Streams tend downward.
Yeah. My thoughts of you are like the Wen's waters. Waters like a clear stream. I do though like with your passage though, it's things go, what was it? The last lines?
Windy streets lead there.
Windy streets lead there. I do think that sort of
They
somehow
filter
does
into
still.
oblivion.
Yeah, I think that still does sort of connect to that idea of winding and water and flowing and sort of
Yeah, there's not
going away from something.
exactly there's not exactly like a downward movement in that
But
line,
it's
but
going away from something or sort of
yeah,
moving
exactly,
somewhere.
yeah.
I do think
Exactly.
that somehow came through. That's really cool. Movement coming through in some way.
I guess now that I look at it again, like the first half of the poem as I translated it is all based in the highlands, if you want to put it that way. So
Yeah. Fascinating.
it talks about like gondolas to the heights he
Uh-huh.
wishes, upward paths, a house
High
on the
before me.
mountain. So
Well, yeah, so high before me, Shanghui City. Beside the city, ancient trees. So Shanghui is like some kind of city up above them, I think. The sunset joins the autumn sounds. So I think you're not, somehow I think you still got there, right? I think that
I think the
images came
key,
through.
see in the fifth line, the
Yeah.
middle character.
3, 4, 5. Boo?
The middle, yeah, boo.
Boo.
That
Boo
middle
Kejui.
character, like it's essentially an arrow, like upward. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where I got the idea of the mountain.
Okay. Fascinating.
So
View. To me, I think that's treed apple. What is that? Let's see.
but I mean even trees
1,
grow upward.
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's something about drunk. Before that, autumn. Fascinating. Bouquet tree. I like that. All the same, that's very fun. So Dufu is like ancient poet. So to try to translate that is really fun. I wish I could recall who what was his name? The guy gave us in our class.
Wang Wei.
Wang Wei. Was it Wang Wei?
He was the person who wrote Lu Zai.
Okay.
If that's the poem you're thinking of.
Wang Wei. Wang Wei sounds familiar. So Dufu would have been on the order of Wang Wei. They would have been two guys that were super dope. Dope as hell.